guys, welcome back to another interview here on Toned In Entertainment. Today, we're at a very special event, Lift Every Voice Part 2. And I'm joined by Sage Scott.
Yes, sir. It goes by many names. Mr. A1, Trail Mongler, de facto leader of Midnight Tribe. We got a group. I mean, I know a lot of you guys see us rolling with two right now, but it's actually a faction. So, yeah.
And you only brought Jake St. Patrick along with you today?
Just today, yeah.
Just today?
Just today. We move a little like Wu-Tang a little bit, you know. We kind of like one here, one there, you know. But eventually you'll see all of us. Yeah.
Okay. Now you said Wu-Tang. You're already speaking my language, because that's my joint right there. Is the Wu-Tang Clan.
I knew you catch on to that.
Oh yeah. So we're just gonna talk for an hour just about Wu-Tang Clan. We may not even talk about wrestling.
Kid wrestling is
right.
You know.
Who is
Wu-Tang for the kids, baby? It's forever.
It is for the children, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Who is your favorite Wu-Tang Clan member?
Oh man, you don't put me on the spot, man. I gotta go Method Man.
Okay.
Gotta go Method Man. It's hard. I was about to say Raekwon.
Okay.
But you know, it's like a hard second. He's a close second. Raekwon's my first. It's like my close second.
Okay.
But definitely probably Method Man, just because of longevity. You know, even the stuff that he did outside of Wu-Tang. So definitely Method.
So you're going with the Decalion Stallion.
Decal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to say mine is Ghostface all day.
I kind of had a feeling you were gonna say that.
Yeah. Okay.
Almost everybody who I've ever met, it was a Wu-Tang member, Wu-Tang fan. Their favorite member is Ghostface. Usually, 9 times out of 10.
Right.
It's amazing. So
yeah,
I like them all though. They all have their own little. They all bring something different.
Right.
They're not the same. So, you know, but they all have a different flow, different styles, and you know, you can get along. Well, you can get pretty much all of it. You know, so. But definitely, like I said, for me, I love Ghostface, but it's a little bit lower on my list.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's all good.
More middle of the pack.
Okay. Hey, I mean, everybody's list can be different when it comes to 9 guys in a clan,
it's
right?
Fluid. It's fluid.
It is.
Depending on what album I'm listening to, it's fluid.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Fluid.
Do you have a favorite Wu-Tang Clan album?
Come on, man.
Oh, I'm gonna.
36 Chambers. Come on, man.
Okay.
Did it get any better than that? You know,
only built for Cuban Links, right there, right?
I mean, better than 36 though.
Okay,
top to bottom.
Right.
I mean, we ain't talking about a couple of hits here and there. I'm talking about top to bottom.
Okay, 36 Chambers.
Yeah, you gotta go with that one. You gotta go to Return to. It's best, the best one.
Okay.
Period.
Well, we've talked Wu-Tang for 3 minutes, so I think we should talk a little bit of wrestling then, right? Sage,
right?
Who are some of your influences to get into professional wrestling?
Wow. For me, see, I grew up mostly a football guy, a football background. My dad played, my brothers, and my granddaddy was actually played in college, so he was the highest form for me. But I got into wrestling a little bit later, maybe around 7 or 8, and around that time, that's when SmackDown was starting to come around, and Chris Jericho was a big intricate part for me. Which is crazy because, you know, getting to see him at AEW, and we actually got to chalk it up with him for like 15 minutes about, you know, hey, man, you kind of like all the reason why I did this, you know. I mean, there's other ones for The Rock, you know, kind of crafting my character as what I'm doing right now. But if I had to single it down to one intricate person, it was definitely, for me, Chris Jericho.
So it had to be, I mean, you've been on at least 3 matches on AEW Dark that I can recall off the top of my head. Mm-hmm. So just to go in there and see Chris Jericho, you know, Sting, some of these guys just in the background, it has to be done just from a wrestler's perspective, right. Pretty cool, but from a fan perspective as well.
Man, it's hard to compartmentalize it too. Because, you know, you want to be there, you want to do business, but you also, the little kid in you is like, man, I want to rattle off in 15 minutes, man, about, you know, hey, I remember when you did X, Y, and Z with this guy, you know. It's kind of hard, but, you know, kind of keep you professional. And, you know, when there's a time to talk about it, which, you know, then it wasn't much time, but I made it count, trust me. So, yeah, it was very, very, it's one of those things I'll never forget. I wish that everybody had a chance to experience that because, you know, especially if you're going to be in this business and, you know, as far as being a fan and also for us being a worker, you know, I just wish that everybody would get the chance to experience that, what we got to experience.
Now, speaking of being a worker, I mean, you're in a lot of tag team matches, I see you, Midnight Tribe, Jake St. Patrick. Do you prefer being a tag team wrestler or a singles wrestler?
Oh, man. It's kind of hard to say because I just got into the tag team thing. I've been part of a group, Midnight Tribe formed in 2019, but even when we first started, before Jake came around, the other 2 members were more of the tag team because they're the bigger guys, and I was mostly in a singles run with the cruiserweight title and a bunch of different little angles I was doing. But you know, the thing I got with Jake is a little bit, it's special and it's unique because you know we balance each other out. So it's still too early for me to say which one I like better. I mean, I'll tell you this: tag teaming is a lot easier. I tell you that, like, as far as my mental goes, because you know the things that I like, he can bring that to the forefront. Like, so, if anything in a match, like if I'm saying lacking in any area of wrestling, he's a little more seasoned than me, and I would definitely say he's more of the polished, you know, technician in the ring. So he helps pick me up while I'm lacking.
Okay, well, you're not lacking much. I have to tell you that, to be perfectly honest.
Appreciate it.
I've seen several of your matches here, even here at CrossFit Exalted. I've seen you wrestle before here. And, of course, Jake St. Patrick, we've had him here on the show. I get to watch him also on AEW Dark. And just around the country, he does great things. So watching you two guys in the ring is always awesome. And today, I mean, you guys have yourself, you know, you got some animals to take on today. You are going to be wrestling the main event here today.
And actually, man, I keep in contact with these guys a lot, actually, on social media, and like we both teams are very excited for this. You know, it's not very often that you get booked to wrestle some of the people that you actually like want to wrestle. You know, you kind of like you show up, you know, you wrestle who you wrestle. So to get a chance to wrestle somebody of the caliber of main event is going to be awesome. I mean, we got a lot of things in store, so. I'm just saying, you know, just keep it glued. It's gonna be a main event. Okay. It's gonna be a main event. No pun intended.
No pun intended. It will be worthy of a main event, whether it's the last match on the show or not. I think it's Timmy Lou Retton versus Troy Hollywood that's closing down the show.
Yeah, we're gonna kick it off. We're gonna kick it off.
Oh, you guys are kicking it off the show. Okay, so I don't even have to wait. I get the meet and greet right off the top.
We're gonna go right from the get go. Yeah, it's gonna get in, and we're gonna. Like I said, we're gonna try to claim the classic, man. We're gonna try to make it hard for the main event, the real main event, to follow us. So that's the goal tonight. Try to steal the show.
I like that. Set the tone right off the top for what's to come.
Exactly.
Now, this is a very important event. Now, I think independent wrestling is extremely important to begin with. People should be coming out to these independent shows, supporting the guys like you that are the future of wrestling. But today is a very specific, important event. This is our shot. Marquise Carter is putting on this awesome event. What does it mean to you to be part of an event like this?
Well, for me, it's everything, because this is really near and dear to my heart, the same way it is for him. I actually was part of the very first one. Last year, I wrestled Malik Busidi, who's going to be on the show tonight.
Culture Inc. We love those guys too. We love them.
Long history with those guys as well. But for me, like, he came to me with this idea, and it was, like I said, if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. So for us to be able to, you know, acknowledge this as a holiday now, and like bring some of it and start to educate the youth as well as ourselves, because a lot of the people who didn't know 3-4 years ago what Juneteenth even was.
Right.
I mean, even myself included, which, you know, for me, I'm a little ashamed of, but, you know, it was something that wasn't, like, you know, discussed, you know, dates and times, because a lot of things happen in history that we just don't, you know, have recollection of, or wasn't deemed important growing up. So the fact that we're able to bring light to such a very, very important part of our history, not just Black history, but American history, I think it's great, man. And I think it's going to do nothing but get bigger from this point.
Right. I mean, when this event was booked, Juneteenth wasn't an official national holiday. We're here in 2021, and this is the first official time ever that Juneteenth is a national holiday. I mean, it just went to effect like 3 days ago.
Exactly.
That President Joe Biden signed it off. So, I mean, I don't know if it was his plan to set it up on this particular date or what, but I feel like all the cards fell together, and it just all worked out, just a miraculous way.
And now it's just bringing more light to this event, because, you know, event that we're going to do our thing anyway, but now it's like, it just seemed like it just magnified it more by 10. So now I feel like we're putting on for the country now. I feel like I don't think anybody else besides us was going to be running a Juneteenth-based wrestling show. You know, so shout out to DMC, shout out to President Biden as well. You know, for doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Making this an actual holiday, and you know, and I'm excited, man. I really am.
Right, and not to get political or anything, but I do like it when a president does the right thing.
That's it. That's all we ask.
That's all we ask. Do the right thing, right?
Just do the right thing. That's it.
Now, Sage, when you're not wrestling, when you're not training, what are some of the things you like to do in your free time for fun?
I mean, besides working on my physique, I mean, you know.
You are a pretty buff dude. I have
know,
to say that.
Look at squeezing through this shirt here, you know. It's,
Yeah.
it's a little restricting. But no, I spent a lot of time, man, just with my kids, man. I got 4 boys.
Okay.
I just had another son in February. So I'm sorry. Wow, February. I have so many I don't even realize. April. So, I mean, we sit around, you know, talk wrestling. We wrestle around, playing with them because I'm always gone, whether it's working, wrestling. So the time I get to like just be home, you know, show them different things that I like growing up. Like we just had like a fortnight in the living room.
Okay.
And just binge watch Dragon Ball Super. It was amazing. You know, the little things. You know, it's not always about, you know, wrestling and, you know, what I can do athletically. You know, I want to have like an actual, you know, life. You know what I'm saying? So anytime I can slow it down and, you know, just relax and just be a dad, be a husband, it's all good to me.
Hey, family is the most important thing out there at the end of the day. Everything else is great, but family life is definitely the most important thing.
Exactly.
Now, 2020 obviously was a completely crazy year. And in fact, a lot of us had to put a lot of stuff that we wanted to do on the back burner. 2021, we're here it's June, right? June 2021.
Yeah.
Now, was there anything in 2020 that you didn't get to do or stuff you got to put on the back burner that here in 2021, things are back opening up that you're ready to get back and do again?
Well, that's actually funny you say that because I've been in talks with Reality Wrestling, ROW, with Booker T. I'll actually be going there next month, as well as OVW.
Okay.
So there was 2 places that I was actually like, you know, in contact with, going back and forth, but, you know, it would be like, okay, yeah, we're going to get you, then, you know, another shutdown. And, you know, so it was like cat and mouse kind of like thing all year long. So at some point I just kind of say, you know what, let's just try again next year. And then by the grace of God, you know, we got, you know, some of the AEW spots that kind of kept that fire burning a little bit, kept the eyes on us, and it allowed, you know, other companies like that to, you know, still keep us in mind, you know. So I'm excited about those opportunities as well, and you know, and I'm not closing the door on AEW. You know, we never know; it might pop up again sometime soon.
Oh yeah, that's one of the things I love about what AEW has been able to do. I mean, they were kind of forced to do it at one point, was to bring in the indie guys because of all the travel restrictions, but they've really kept it up, and it seems like every week, like, I don't think people realize like how many wrestlers are back here right now, and how many you get to see on these shows.
Exactly.
And then you can come out here and meet them at these local shows too. It's so awesome.
Exactly. It's just one big happy. Wrestling is one big family. I mean, most people who really, really love this business the way they say they do, treat it as such. So it's amazing. Like for me, even at working at AEW, it feels no different than being back here right now for this show. And that's what I look forward to. And that's the reason why AEW, not only that, I mean, we catch their eye, but they caught our eye as well because, you know, the environment and the aura that they bring off, it was just amazing. I was not expecting that. I expected more to be more business, you know, suit, you know, kind of like, you know, it's like punching the clock, but it was so relaxed, so laid back. I mean, again, everybody who's a wrestler, I feel, should be able to experience this at least once. So.
Okay. Now, I've heard through the grapevine, I have not been there, but I've heard that the catering is pretty awesome at AEW.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah?
It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I went back a couple times.
Couple times?
Couple times. You know, you got some downtime. You know, usually I'm not a guy who just sits back and eats a lot, but you know, I mean, hey, if it's there, it's there. It's free, it's for me. It's that's kind of how I roll.
Right. So. Now, on any of the AEW Dark matches, have you performed in front of fans in those matches, or have they all been kind of like closed set matches?
For me, they were more closed set, except for, you know, well, you have the traditional with no wrestlers, you know,
right,
that are actually out there in the crowd. You know, sometimes there's more bigger crowds of them, and sometimes it was more, you know, because when I was going, it was actually like more towards the beginning of the year, so it was actually kind of cold in Jacksonville.
Right.
So, you know, not a lot of people were out there watching, you know, wrestling. You know, they wanted them out there, but, you know, it wasn't, at that time, it wasn't a lot. So, like the last time I went, it was actually a lot more. And, of course, you know, we went for Double or Nothing, and the card got switched around. We were actually going to wrestle, but they ended up, you know, doing something else, and that was the one when they actually had the live crowd. For Darks and Dynamite, so we missed out by 1 week. So, you know, it is what it is. I'm not complaining, you know.
Right.
I got to go and do something a lot of people haven't done and only dream and wish to do. So I'm blessed and, you know, excited.
Now, when you and Jake St. Patrick specifically show up at these shows, I have to give you guys a lot of credit because a lot of guys go and they're dressed up, they got their polos on or whatever, but you guys make a fashion statement when you guys go to these shows.
Well, we both came to the agreement. They said, you know what? Listen, if nothing more, nothing less, they gonna remember who Jake St. Patrick and Sage Scott were. You know, they might be, hey, you know, these guys weren't that great in the ring, but I tell you what, they did dress the part. We turned some heads. We caught eyes. We got compliments from the likes of Cody Rhodes. You know, he's really into that dressing up thing.
He's very well dressed. Yeah.
So to catch his eye and him compliment you time and time again, Chris Jericho. Not to name drop a bunch of people, but you know, those type of people that you know, it showed. You know that we cared and like we were serious about this. And we weren't just here trying to collect a decent paycheck. We were here because this is what we wanted to do. Like we want to be part of what you guys got going on long term, not just a one-off.
Right. They always say dress the part, you know, when you show up at places.
Exactly.
You guys definitely go one step above it every time. I'm following you guys on Instagram, Facebook, everything like that. Every time I see you guys, I'm like, damn, these dudes are for real when they show up.
I appreciate it because my thing is like, if you're gonna dress up for a job interview, why wouldn't I mean for a job that you probably really don't want in the first place, but you needed the money? Why wouldn't you do it for wrestling, something that you would love and you probably do for free?
Right.
You just gotta put two and two together, you know?
Right. Now we've talked a little bit of food, but I really want to get into like what makes you tick as far as like food goes. Now we've talked some of the catering and stuff, and obviously you're a big, strong guy, you're working out, I'm sure you're eating well all the time, but you gotta have a cheat meal, and I wanna know what is that cheat meal of yours?
Listen, I don't know who all's gonna watch this, okay? I am like Ben and Jerry's, okay? Listen,
Okay.
milk and cookies ice cream with, yes, it's,
Okay.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's gonna be, it's a thing.
I like it already.
Ben and Jerry's, milk and cookies ice cream, sweet potato patty, sweet potato pie. Yes.
Okay.
I gotta have it. And some cold strawberries.
Okay.
Yeah, like I literally take the strawberries, sit them in the freezer, and let them get like almost ice cold. It's like a whole thing. Like, I don't know. It's just one of those things you just try and listen. And the strawberries, like me, I jazz them up, sugar, all that stuff. It's really bad.
Right.
Really, really bad. I really hate myself afterwards.
But it
you
is
know
a
what?
cheat
I
meal.
love it. It's a cheat meal.
It's
It
a
is
cheat meal, right?
It's a cheat meal, but listen, I don't like the way I feel after it's over, okay? It's all good going down until it's over, until that last bite. It's like, you know what? Yeah.
I shouldn't have done
I
that.
should have done that, yeah. So
Until the next time.
yeah, until the next time. Cheat meal.
Yeah.
I'll punish myself till we meet again. So
Now, are you eating the entire carton of Ben & Jerry's? Because it's not that big, you know, it's only like that
absolutely.
big.
Absolutely.
I like it.
There's no putting that back. Because I'm the kind of guy, when you start messing with ice cream and then you put it back and it starts to frost over, I hate that. I hate it. Just looks undesirable to me. Go big or go home. If you start something, you finish it. That's exactly what I do with the ice cream, okay?
Right.
Take no prisoners. Don't ask for a bite. I get real defensive about this. Stay away from me when I'm having my cheat meal, okay? This is a very, very serious thing here.
It is. It seems
Never
like you're
mess with
very
a-
passionate.
Never mess with a man who doesn't do this often, okay? He has a cheat meal, stay away from me, okay? I'm doing this. This is me. Don't try to talk me out of it. Once I've agreed to it, it's over. Okay?
You're doing it.
That's it. I'm doing it.
Yeah, you're a guy that when you've have your mind made up,
That's
you're
it.
going
man.
for it.
That's it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot because I feel like I need to accomplish something when I eat that Ben & Jerry's. Like if I leave some in the carton, I feel like I just didn't do the carton justice.
You didn't do it. You got this. There's no sense of tasting it. No, we're not tasting it. We're not going at some winery or something like that. We're here to have a cheat meal.
Right.
We're here to mess some stuff up, and we're gonna do it.
Right.
We're gonna do it. Yeah, exactly. There's no messing around with that for me. So I'm going big. I'm going home, and then after that, I'm gonna cry myself to sleep. That's usually how my cheat meals go. You know, I cry myself to sleep because I know what I have to do the next day.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, enjoy the night. And tomorrow's not gonna be funny.
Right.
At all.
So now you've had that big cheat meal, so you're going to have to go work it off. What type of workouts do you prefer to do?
Well, after a cheat meal, it's not gonna be too much of that heavy lifting because you just be throwing up all over the place.
Okay.
You know, it's more of a hit training. Like I like to do a lot of cardio.
Okay.
Jump rope is one of my things. I'm really into like boxing workouts.
Okay.
Because even being an ex-football player, I hate to run. I've always hated to run. I'm very fast. I mean, I've clocked in at a 4.41 before.
Okay.
I mean, that was obviously 6-7 years ago. I'm a little heavier now. It's probably not going to be the case, but I've always hated running. So I find little ways to get my heart rate up and to also burn fat without having to necessarily run for long extended periods of time. So luckily in wrestling, you don't have to do this. You know, it's start and stop. Hey, start and stop. Not too much like football. So I do a lot of HIIT training, real high intensity, but for short periods of time, right my alley. So doesn't mean I like it either. I just it's my healthy alternative. You know, than doing like, you know, hey, let's go out here and run a 5K. No, that's not gonna be me.
No, I mean, do you live down here in Florida?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I live right outside of Hollywood. I mean, out of Holiday.
Oh, so you're in Broward? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I'm in North Miami.
See?
Yeah, we should hang out sometime and not go run a 5K.
We probably should not run a 5K. Right. But we could definitely hang out.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
It's too damn hot.
It's too hot because Florida just, you know, Florida weather hates us.
Yeah.
And it's just the truth.
Right.
It's the only place where it can be 40 degrees one day and then 95 the next. It's
right.
It's our guilty thing here. That's why people love it so much.
Right.
For what reason?
Right. Now, I will suggest a form of cardio that is fun, that does involve running. And since you live in Broward County, it might be a little fun, but Oleta State River Park is in North Miami. Trail running. It's amazing. It's not like running on the street. You're in nature. You don't feel the concrete. It's just, it's a whole different experience out there.
I'll tell you what, we get some nice mountain bikes and I will be there.
Oh, you're the mountain biker guy.
I'm the biker guy.
Okay.
You know, I can burn and get a nice little sweat. You know, I'm on that bike. Yeah, I watch all you guys running. Like, man, those guys are really, really dedicated.
Look at those suckers going by.
Look at those guys. When I'm over here drinking this water, well, at least you think it's water. Yeah, I'm that guy. Try to just get by as much as I can.
Little mountain biking, always a good time.
Exactly.
I'd be terrified to do it.
I would be, but you know, it's better than running. Tell you that.
Okay. So
I think I'm trying to gloss this over that I hate running.
I see that. There's no reasoning with you that you hate running.
I just hate running.
Okay, so I'm not going to recommend any more running.
I lied to myself for too many years. Okay. I hate running. Okay. I try to lie to myself that I really don't hate it.
Right.
When I really, really do.
Right. Okay. And if you're not having fun doing something, why do it?
Why do it? Why do it? We got one life to live. I don't want to waste it doing something I hate doing.
There you go. Running. We're throwing it out the door.
Exactly. It's out. It's out there. Yeah.
Now, Sage Scott, what else do we have to look forward to you coming here in the future?
Man, listen, just keep your eyes peeled. There's going to be a lot of things going on with the Midnight Tribe, as well as myself personally. I mean, we're going to try to run this thing because my vision with the Midnight Tribe was going to be more like a, just keep it blunt, an African-American Bullet Club.
Okay.
So, like I said, I'm going to do a lot of single stuff, but that's not taking away from anything I'm doing with Jake, where it's going to be almost 50-50 because he's doing the same thing. As you can see, you know, you'll see him a lot at CCW and some of these other places and stuff like that. But we're trying to keep the big matches to like me and him. But you know, we also have, you know, dream matches and people that we want to, you know, wrestle individually. And I don't want to deter any of my partners from doing something that, you know, that at the end of the day, it's their life to live. So I mean, I would never, if it's an opportunity and it looks good on your resume and it's going to be beneficial to you in the future, that's what it's for. You know, factions, they know. As much as we wanted to stay together for a long time, but the whole idea is that to elevate each other and see what that takes us. If it takes us to the promised land all together, great. If it doesn't, hey, we're just gonna do it, and hey, if we don't make it, we're gonna die trying.
I like that. Everybody, as long as everybody's on the same page,
exactly.
You know, everybody should. You know, you got to look out for numero uno no matter what.
Exactly.
You know, but if you can come up with your boys or girls, if they're all involved, you know, why not, right?
Exactly. So, I mean, we got some big plans coming up. I don't want to spoil it because I don't know if any of these promoters are gonna get afraid if I'm out here spoiling, you know, things that are way down in the future. But just know that we're gonna be heavily favored on a lot of different things coming up. ACWs, you know, FIPs, the whole WBN umbrella. As far as like I've mentioned the OVW and the ROH, and like I said, who knows with AEW, you know? Fingers crossed.
Right. Sky's the limit for you guys.
Sky's the limit, yeah.
I like it.
Exactly.
Sage, where can people look you up at?
My Twitter handle is @Trillamonger. My Instagram and Facebook is Mr. A1 Sage Scott. Like I said, like, share, all that good stuff. I'm usually always on there. Like, hey, don't be afraid to comment. Don't be afraid to like stuff. And I'm not like a lot of these other wrestlers. A lot of these other wrestlers, I'm gonna be real with you. You like and they comment, and a lot of these guys don't get back. They think they're too too good to talk to fans. Stuff like, I'm not like that. I'm going, if you hit me up, I'm going to respond.
I like that.
Maybe not in the first few minutes because I do have a life, but if you are taking the time out today to invest in me, the least I could do is invest in you a little bit of my time.
We like that, because I did reach out to you about the interview. You got back to me probably 2 hours later, whenever you're done with your family life or your workout, whatever you're doing. And I do appreciate it, because I do reach out to other guys. They never read their messages, and then they ask me why I'm not interviewing them. And I'm like, I reach out to you. You did reach out to me. I appreciate it. We're doing this interview. We're making it happen.
Trying to keep it real, man. Keep it real. That's
what we do. Well, Sage Scott, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Because I want you to get ready for that match, because you are the first match of the night.
Yes.
And I want to get my interviews in so I can make sure I watch that match tonight, because it's going to be awesome. So
thank you for having me.
Scott, definitely appreciate your time. And guys, if you like interviews like this, make sure you stay tuned in here to Toned In Entertainment for future videos.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.